Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, how amazing was this episode? But before I get into my review, if you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. I summarize and review the latest by Yanlış and Senchal couple more episodes. Say what I like, what I didn't like, what I noticed, what I think might happen next. If you like these kinds of videos, subscribe to my channel, ring that bell to be notified whenever I post something, and we will meet on a weekly basis. Before I get into the Ezgi and Özgür storyline, let's talk a little bit about the other ones. So we have Levent and Cansu. Last episode we stopped at Zeynep appearing at the door. I said that he wouldn't man up and admit to his relationship, and that's what he did. He said that Cansu was just a friend from work and that she only brought him stuff from work because he can't do anything with his injury, blah blah blah. So that kind of did it for Cansu. She just doesn't want to be in a relationship with him anymore. So for her to break up with him, it's a milestone, and I think it would take him a lot of time to get her back. So he tries different tactics. First he sends her flowers, she doesn't like them, she throws them in the trash. Then he tries to bring her lemon cheesecake, I believe. He really tries hard and is kind of jealous because when there is this not really double date, but date for Ozan and Deniz going on where Erdem is also there, Cansu is kind of trying to even the number out, and Levent actually overhears her talking to Deniz when Deniz invited Cansu as well. So he goes to La Gambia, I believe that's the restaurant's name. But before Levent actually arrives there, Cansu arrives and Emre is like, oh, Cansu, like really happy and excited kind of, and I don't know, he says he has a girlfriend, but at the same time I'm like, well, you're quite smitten with Cansu. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe we will find out later. Anyways, Levent arrives. Emre kind of reads his posture, and it's so funny to see that interaction between Levent and Emre. And at first Levent is like, oh, who are you? A bartender? I'm a doctor. You don't know anything about me, blah blah blah. But Emre is like on point with everything he says. And then when Levent was watching Cansu, Emre comes as well, and then Levent is like, well, I'm Levent, Cansu's boyfriend. And Emre is like, well, I think more like ex-boyfriend, because if you would have been her boyfriend, you would be sitting over there and not over here. And I laughed so much. And then Emre is like, if you want to confine in me, I have time, I will listen to you, blah blah blah. And Levent is like, oh, I don't need that. But then a couple of minutes later we see him actually telling his problems to Emre, blah blah blah, and Emre giving him advice and then saying the only thing that really gets them back is not flowers or anything. You really have to step it up and you have to put a ring on her finger. Levent started coughing again, but then Deniz actually sees Levent. Cansu is not really amused, confronts him what he's doing here, and then he's like, well, who's your friend? And Cansu is quite firm and doesn't answer him. Then we also have Ozan and Deniz. I thought they were so adorable, especially Ozan, because he's so optimistic and so positive in comparison to Deniz. So he tells Özgür everything, and Özgür gives him the advice to not jump on Deniz and go on dates with her, but to kind of ease her into those things. So he should rather call Erdem and do like a group date kind of thing, so she wouldn't feel the pressure. And that's what he actually does. And then he invites Deniz, and Deniz invites Cansu, as I already said. So when Deniz arrives, they're so adorable together. I just love Ozan so much. And then they start talking about Ezgi and Özgür. She's really judgmental towards Özgür, and Deniz is like, well, Özgür is the kind of guy that would leave girls heartbroken behind him. And then he says, well, yes, he did, but now he's changed and I think he's fallen in love with Ezgi. Oh, what I liked was when Cansu actually came and then told Ozan to sit next to Deniz because she doesn't want to look at Deniz from the side. And I thought, That's a good move, Jansu. Good move. Anyways, Erdem also comes. They have a chat. They talk about the old days. Erdem actually thanks Ozan for organizing this whole thing. And Dennis is like, what? But you told me that Erdem actually wanted to meet up. So I was like, no. But Ozan kind of saves the moment. But anyways, when she wants to go home, she can't get a taxi because it's too late, I believe. He actually offers to take a walk so they can talk a little bit more, and I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet. And they looked so good with each other. And what I've noticed is that Özgür and Ozan actually had a haircut, or did I just imagine it? But I do know that Ozan actually had a haircut. I'm not sure about Özgür, but I do think he did as well. And now to the amazing Ezgi and Özgür storyline. So last episode we stopped at the evil siblings being at Özgür's door, seeing Ezgi inside. They come inside because Özgür is a very nice person and invites them in. And Serdar is like, oh my god, if I would have been there, it wouldn't have happened, blah blah blah. And just watching Özgür's reactions, hearing what Serdar has to say, like, so funny. And then Yeşim playing the very concerned girlfriend and being like, oh my god, look at your hand, what happened? Let me put some ice on it. And then Serdar downplaying it after looking at his hand. Oh my god, like two alpha males fighting for Ezgi. It was like, it was painful to watch, but I loved the pain. Then we see Ozan and Deniz coming as well. Deniz saying to Ezgi that let's go home. Serdar says okay, let's all go. And then as soon as they're out, oh no, before that, sorry, Özgür tells Ezgi that if Soner calls, she should message him, call him, because he will be there. That's when Serdar says, oh, what a considerate boss you are. And then Özgür is like, and even from the music you hear that tension, and then he says, I'm not just her boss. And I'm like, ooh, did I predict it right? And then he says, I see her as a friend as well, blah blah blah. It was really tense. Anyways, they all go outside except for Özgür and Ozan. And when they're outside, suddenly Yeşim is like, I changed my mind, I will stay here a little bit longer. And I'm like, why? Oh, why? But I was quite surprised that Serdar didn't force himself on Ezgi, being like, let me go inside with you, let me spend some time with you. So he was kind of a gentleman, saying if she needs anything, let me know. Goodbye, good night. So there's still hope for him, but whenever he's near his sister, he kind of gets infected by this negativity bubble. Anyways, we see Deniz having a talk with Ezgi, questioning her about her feelings towards Özgür and that she shouldn't push Serdar away because of Özgür, because she knows the person Özgür is. So yeah, I didn't really like this negative talk that Deniz had with Ezgi. Cansu comes, says that she broke up with Levent. After that, Deniz and Ezgi actually go outside. In the meantime, we see that Yeşim made coffee. Ozan left both of them alone, so he went outside. That's when he sees Deniz, and then he smiles at her, but she kind of signs to him like, it's not a good time for you to come right now. Anyways, Deniz told her that she should really be sure of Özgür's feelings before pushing Serdar away, because he's such an amazing guy and I don't know what. And I'm like, no, he's not. We then see Özgür talking to Yeşim and her being so concerned, and thank God he's setting the record straight, saying that okay, there was something between us in the past, but there's nothing right now, and she shouldn't get her hopes up. And she's really offended. I mean, girl, come on, everybody could see that you have such a huge crush on him. So obviously he wants to set the record straight because he's such a gentleman and he doesn't want to hurt you anymore. Then her reactions were like of a hurt woman, being like, what? Me? Why would you say that? Do you really think that I have a crush on you? Oh my god, no, I'm doing this duty of a friend, blah blah blah. Oh my god, I know it was just in the past, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl in your face. Anyway, she finally goes. We then have Ozan giving Özgür the advice to finally take action in regards to Ezgi so he wouldn't regret it later. But he says, well, she can dance with me one day but still have feelings for another guy or Serdar the next. So he really needs to be sure about her feelings towards him, and he doesn't want to kind of force himself on her. Oh my god, like how perfect can you be? Like seriously, to be honest, it set the bar quite high for me. Anyways, the next day we have Deniz and Cansu talking about Ezgi and Serdar and how are they going to get them together because they don't want Ezgi to be hurt by Özgür. So they kind of think of a surprise birthday party. In the meantime, we see Ezgi going out with 2 coffee mugs, Özgür doing the same, so they both thought of the other, and it was so adorable. And then he was actually questioning her why, so he wanted to continue their conversation before the evil siblings knocked at the door. So he's again asking her why she wanted to make him jealous, but once again they're interrupted. And why? Because the mothers have arrived. So Nevim is knocking on Ezgi's door and Fitnat and Sevim are knocking on Özgür's door. Both of them were not amused about the fact that their mothers are here. So they have kind of a crisis meeting out on the terrace, both of them really panicking, especially Ezgi saying, oh my god, we have to break up because my mom's here, blah blah blah. And he's like, no, don't do this because my mom's here as well and she's going to set me up with somebody, don't do that, blah blah blah. So they have to come up with a plan, and the plan is to actually try to keep them separated, and then him taking her hand and holding them, and then Fitnat, I think, calling him, and he gets really frustrated, and then running back to Ezgi and trying to come up with a plan, still holding her hands. Like, it was so adorable. But for me, I think it was kind of representing their relationship. So both their families are in the apartment, so mother and mother, and them in the middle trying to fight for their love, for them to be together. But the mothers hate each other, they don't want for their child to be with the other person. So it's kind of a Romeo and Juliet moment, I believe. Then we have both of them trying to find excuses why they can't go outside on the terrace, enjoy the weather, or why they can't go meet the neighbor. So Özgür says it's a very dangerous neighbor. Ezgi says that her neighbor is away. So all those lies and trying to keep the mothers away from each other, it was hilarious to watch and so chaotic, and it got even more crazy later on. Then we also have Serdar and Yeşim still being quite upset, especially Yeşim, for the rejection she got last night. So they go to Levent to try to find out why he lied to them. Levent is kind of like, oh my god, I don't know what to say. But Serdar actually comes with a response, and Levent jumps on it and is like, exactly, that's the way. So Serdar says, oh, so Özgür wanted to hide his feelings towards Ezgi by using Yeşim, and he now needs to find a solution to keep them separated. Yeşim still doesn't really buy this excuse, so I think she will do something separately. Anyways, we see Ezgi and Özgür at the restaurant. Gizem, being the fake biatch she is, just being so concerned about Ezgi, and oh my god, what happened last night, and I'm so sorry, I didn't know. Of course you didn't know. Özgür and Ezgi go outside. Once again, he tries to find out why Ezgi lied to him, and who interrupts them? Yeşim and İrem, because Deniz actually made İrem jealous because she spent time with Ozan at the party. So once again, Özgür didn't get an answer. Ezgi is shooting daggers at Yeşim. He sees that, asks Ezgi if she's jealous. She's like, me jealous? Oh my god, no, of course not. And then flowers start to come and a teddy bear, and it's actually from Serdar. İrem asks Yeşim if they're from Serdar. She says, of course it's from him, blah blah blah. Yeşim told İrem that all those flowers are not really for Ezgi, but for Özgür to be jealous. And that really happened, because Özgür told a waiter to get those flowers away. Ezgi is like, well, are you jealous? And he's like, me? Oh my god, no. Like the same answer as she had. Then we have the small Nevim storyline. So because she found out that Ezgi still hasn't broken up with Özgür, she wants to take matters into her own hand and go talk to him. Ünal actually tries to calm her a little bit down, not to make a scene and to do it with Ezgi, but she's like, no. So she goes to the hospital and looks for Özgür, but she remembers that Ezgi actually said that his name is Serdar. So Serdar actually comes out and he doesn't understand why Nevim is here. So she's like, oh, I asked for Serdar but you came. I'm actually asking for Ezgi's Serdar. And Serdar is very confused. Well, I'm the only Serdar in this hospital. Thank God Ezgi and Cansu are coming, because Ezgi actually wants to set the record straight with Serdar, tell him there's nothing between them, not to get his hopes up. So they interrupt this whole interaction between Nevim and Serdar. Ezgi actually tries to explain this whole situation, being like, oh, she's so confused, blah blah blah. In that moment, when Nevim keeps asking the receptionist for Özgür and Cansu doesn't really say anything, she's like, okay, something is up. She gets really angry and Ezgi confesses everything. And I think the most hurtful thing is for your mother to be disappointed in you and be that angry as Nevim was with Ezgi. And even Cansu said, you're exaggerating, and she's like, no, I'm not exaggerating, blah blah blah. So I really felt bad for Ezgi. In the meantime, Ünal actually finds the magazine, so Yeşim's article, the BS that she wrote about Özgür, and so he's calling Nevim. She tells him everything that she just witnessed and what she heard and what happened to her, and he says he's on his way because of the article, he needs to talk. Oh, before that actually, Sevim and Fitnat are calling Özgür while he's talking with Ezgi before she even got the flowers, and says, well, we should meet up with Ezgi and have dinner with her, blah blah blah. And Ezgi keeps signing for Özgür, no, don't accept, I don't want it, blah blah blah. So he keeps rejecting, and that scene actually reminded me of Erkenci Kuş when Sanem was talking to, I don't remember who she was talking to, but Can was the one signing to her what she has to say, and it was hilarious. And that's the same thing that happened here. So anyway, Sevim and Fitnat go to the restaurant, and because Özgür actually said that Ezgi is not available, she's not here, blah blah blah, but they see Ezgi and he's like, oh my god. They go meet up. Fitnat is like looking Ezgi up and down, not really amused. So they go outside, have a coffee. Oh, before that, Fitnat is actually trying to matchmake everybody. She wants to set everybody up. When they arrived, they were like, oh my god, how can Özgür go for a girl like Ezgi if he has such a beautiful girl like Gizem in front of him? And she's like, oh my god, thank you so much. And I'm like, no, you're a biatch, you're a bad person. Anyways, they go outside, have a talk. Özgür then leaves Ezgi alone with Fitnat and Sevim, and they talk like really badly about her and kind of saying that she's a gold digger, and she keeps signing to Özgür that he should come, but he's like, no. While he's at the bar or whatever, he sees Nevim and Ünal actually in the restaurant. He goes, tries to save the moment, tries to get Fitnat and Sevim away from there, at the same time telling Ezgi that her parents are here. And then this whole coffee gate happens. So Ezgi is signing to the waiter to go away with the coffee. Özgür saying there's no coffee left. Sevim being confused, why is Ezgi doing this with her hands? She says because of mosquitoes, blah blah blah. Ünal in the meantime is convincing Nevim not to make a scene at Ezgi's workplace, so they go back outside. Özgür is guiding Sevim and Fitnat towards the exit. Ezgi sees their parents at the entrance. She then turns Sevim and Fitnat around. It was just so chaotic. Özgür goes back with them, says, well, you should try the tacos, blah blah blah. In the meantime, Ezgi is trying to get Ünal and Nevim away, but Nevim wants to talk to Ezgi right then and there. So they go inside. Fitnat and Sevim are blaming Ezgi for the whole coffee gate because they suddenly see another table getting coffee. Özgür is trying to say no, it's not her fault, blah blah blah. Them two talking badly about her. They want to go because the girl they want to set Özgür up with called, and he tries to shield them from Nevim and Ünal. Anyways, after they're gone, Özgür goes to Nevim and Ünal, apologizes because Ezgi actually told Ünal everything that happened. Özgür goes, apologizes, blames himself, takes the whole blame on him. And before that, actually, there was a scene when they were in the kitchen. Ezgi told Özgür that she told everything to her mother, and he says, well, I will take the whole blame. I will do everything I can to make it up to you and for you not to be in this situation. Anyway, so Nevim and Ünal go. Ezgi proposes that they should run away, just relax, go somewhere. Oh, and before that, she's actually saying that he shouldn't put the whole blame on himself because she's by his side, blah blah blah. So it was so adorable. And then when he was asking for forgiveness in front of her parents, she put her hand on his knee. So adorable. Then we have this whole montage of them driving, and the song was so beautiful. I really love that. So she kind of guides him to her favorite spot where she comes whenever she's sad. They start talking again. Then she gets the idea to get some food, and then it's night and we see Fitnat and Sevim actually smoking out Özgür's apartment, all the negativity. And because they forget the second batch of this whole smoking thing, the smoke alarm starts going off. Haydar sees it on his phone. Oh my god, it's Özgür's apartment. So he runs upstairs. Nevim sees or smells that there's smoke, runs towards the apartment. Haydar is there with the extinguisher. It was just so chaotic. And then Nevim running into Sevim, and then them seeing each other and not liking the fact that it's the other person. And then we have the complete opposite, the amazing last scene between Özgür and Ezgi. So we have him once again asking Ezgi why she wanted to make him jealous, and she says, well, why do you want to know that? And he says, well, because I want to settle some things in my head and it would really help. Then she asks, well, why do you want to settle some things, or what are the things you want to settle? And then he says, my thoughts and feelings about you and me. And then also, I think he said before that, it's because of the things that I told you on the terrace of the undressing each other, so they should take turns, and that's what they do. Everybody asks the other person one question, the other one answers, and it's like a ping pong game. So anyways, she answers that she wanted to kind of make him jealous, just to let him think that she was on a date. And then he's like, well, why would you want me to think that way? She says, because of Yeşim, I saw you. And he's like, well, nothing happened with Yeşim because she went after that. And then he's like, well, if you have those feelings and you wanted me to think that way, does that mean that you were jealous? And then Ezgi takes his hand. She says, I already answered, and then just nods and goes in for the kiss. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I still can't get over this kiss. I mean, oh my god, what an amazing scene that was. And that's the end. And then we have the trailer, and that trailer killed me, because first we see them asking each other, are you falling in love with me, or when are you falling in love with me? And Ezgi says, well, I'm on my way. And then we also have Ezgi's birthday party, Özgür kind of preparing a present for her, and Ozan telling Özgür, well, from a man who wouldn't remember a girl's birthday to preparing a girl's birthday, that he changed a lot. Then we see actually Nevim talking on the phone, saying quite loudly, while Fitnat and Sevim are listening, saying that, oh my god, my daughter's boyfriend Serdar organized a wonderful birthday party, and they hear it. So I think that the storyline will go there, that them two will think that Ezgi actually cheats on Özgür, and that's why they will hate her even more. Then we see Ezgi at the birthday party, Serdar giving her a necklace, him kissing Ezgi's cheek, seeing Özgür coming. I think he called him, because why would Özgür know that? Anyways, she doesn't see Özgür, I believe. And then when we hear Serdar saying, oh, you're late, do you want to know why? Because the main guy got the main girl. And I was like, no, you didn't say that. Like, that statement was so hurtful, and then seeing Özgür so sad looking, I was like, oh my god, please no. Because before that he actually asked Ezgi if she has plans that evening. She says no, just dinner with my parents and then I'll come back. But I think that her parents are using that excuse of a dinner to bring her to the surprise birthday party. So if she thinks that she's going to dinner but she's going to the party, then Özgür would think that she lied to him because she's at that party and didn't tell him about it. I think it would be like 10 steps back in their relationship, and it's hurting me. It's hurting me right here, and I can't wait for next week because I'm dying to see those amazing Ezgi and Özgür scenes. This tension is like, oh, killing me, but at the same time I'm loving it because it brings the story forward. So I'm really excited to see the next episode. I can't wait for the next trailer. Is there anything else to say? I don't think so. I'm really sorry if I forgot anything, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this amazing episode. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell to be notified whenever I post something, and I will see you next time. Bye!